Hello and a very warm welcome to ETStudios at the ET Brand Equity Digi Plus Fest powered by Epsilon. Now, for this episode, we are joined in by Manan Bajoria, Group VP Growth Marketing at ixigo, and Simrat Sawhney, who's the VP Sales for Asia Market at Epsilon. Now, thank you so much for joining us today. And in this session, we're going to talk about the mindful and meaningful customer engagement in retail. So, to kick things off, if you both can define what a mindful and meaningful customer engagement means to you, starting with you, Manan.
Yeah, so I think a mindful and meaningful customer engagement is when you figure out what your customer wants from you or your brand, right? And from then onwards, all the communications, all the engagements are contextualized and personalized, and you are not sort of just bombarding the customer. So, just to give you an example, right? Travel needs a huge intent, right? It's not really an impulse category.
Yeah.
I can't send you a coupon and say, ki, hey, why don't you just book flights to a destination, right? That doesn't work. So once we know the intent, if you have come onto the platform, you have made a search, right? And that is where we sort of send you nudges as to, okay, we know that you are planning something, then can we help you with this? Can we help you with that, right? So I think being mindful of the fact and not spamming your customers, and given that customers are getting spammed across multiple channels, right? And that attention span is actually very less. I think that's where it sort of holds merit.
All right, thank you. What does it mean for you, Simrat, in practice?
So I think meaningful is about being relevant,
Yeah.
just like Manan said, being contextually relevant, being able to speak to the intent, preferences, behavioral preferences of the consumer. Mindful is being very privacy conscious because we are able to do a lot of personalization in today's world with first party data, but being mindful and respectful of the consumers, like he said, not bombarding them with messages, but also figuring out that fine balance between personalization and being creepy. I think that's where I would say an engagement would be both mindful as well as meaningful. And one of the things that we've seen with brands that we work with at Epsilon is brands are becoming really smart and intelligent about activating their first party data in their advertising efforts or even on their own website when they are talking to users and connecting the journeys on site and off site. So, when I come to a brand's website and if I've looked at a certain product and when I go off site and I see a brand communication from that brand, if it's for the same category or the same product, it will feel meaningful to me. So that's something that, Epsilon can help our brands, but equally there are other many interesting things that can happen with first party data today.
All right, very well said. But and with that, I'm coming to you, Manan. Uh, how do you sort of create a right balance between creating a long-term brand equity and also driving immediate performance outcomes?
So for us at ixigo, right, performance is something which is the key focus, and a lot of primarily majority of spends sort of go there, and we tend to maximize the performance
Okay.
across all channels. Brand is something which is more seasonal for us, right? So, for example, we just onboarded Rohit Sharma, and we have a big ad campaign on the ixigo train side for him now. So that's where we are now thinking, and we'll go all out with that campaign and spread that word, right? But side by side, performance also results in a lot of branding. So we'll also go ahead and increase our bids because let's say you're running app campaigns on Google and 30% of the inventory is getting served on YouTube, right? Which
Yeah.
are video ads. So we'll go ahead and increase our bids there and go aggressive so that we're able to get that ad not just on the brand side, but also help us on the performance side. So that's how we sort of balance the two.
All right, thank you for sharing that. And coming to you, Simrat, brands are often challenged to balance the need for high performance outcome while maintaining consistent, personalized brand narratives, right? So, how do you do that at Epsilon?
See, at Epsilon, we strongly believe that brands shouldn't have to choose between personalization and performance. In fact, they should and can drive both at the same time. So we have a very well integrated platform which delivers the power of a DSP, a DMP, a DCO, as well as measurement,
Okay.
all in one integrated ecosystem. So that allows advertisers, marketers to actually use first party data, combine it with third party data, and target customers across all funnels of the marketing strategy, be it from branding to consideration to conversion. And then with Epsilon Accelerate, which is our on-site personalization solution, we are able to empower brands to actually drive personalization on their own website while delivering real-time conversion rate optimization. So on one hand, we are improving the customer journey, making it contextually more relevant, but we are constantly doing it with with ROI in mind, with average order values in mind, with your overall conversion rates. When we combine the power of personalization with our programmatic capabilities, we are able to deliver that sort of consistent narrative with tangible outcomes across the open web.
Yeah, very rightly said. And with that, I'll come to you, Manan. I'll talk about personalized marketing only. So, what role does personalized marketing play for you in driving that customer engagement during the consideration and also the conversion stages that she was talking about?
Yeah, so I think it's very important that we are able to personalize and contextualize, like I mentioned, right? So, for example, if someone comes onto our platform and searches for a flight to Goa, right, but he does not make a booking, now we'll automatically create fare alerts for that user, where if the fares are going up by X percentage or are going down by X percentage, right, we'll send that contextual nudges via a push or an email that, hey, flights to Goa have dropped by 20%. Now's a good time to book, right? And if he makes that booking, then we are able to cross-sell him hotels, because we know that a person is going to Goa, he'll also need hotels, right?
Yeah.
And if it's an international destination, then there are a lot of other things to cross-sell. You can cross-sell a visa, you can cross-sell a Forex card, and a lot of other stuff, right? So once we know a user's intent, and then we are able to use all the first-party data and whatever elements of the user's journey that we are capturing, right, to nudge the user towards the conversion, and also then able to cross-sell and upsell other stuff.
All right, thank you. And with that, I'll come to you, Simrat. Let's talk about ROI. So, with the focus on ROI, how do you sort of ensure that solutions like pragmatic media or personalized tools align with the brand's specific KPIs? Like whether it is ROS, conversion rates, or customer retention?
Yeah. So Epsilon's approach to personalization, be it through programmatic media or through our on-site personalization solutions or even our retail media co-branded solutions, all of them are deep rooted in the marketeer's core KPIs, whether that is ROAS, or it could be optimizing for a given CPA, it could be optimizing for a given type of average order value or increasing order value, it could be brand lift, whatever those KPIs are. And we do that with very precise targeting. So we obviously leverage the power of first party data with identity resolution. So that is actually the core strength of Epsilon. We have a technology called Core ID, which helps resolve identity across channels and across devices, and it unifies identity so that people are targeting individuals, not just cookies, without knowing much about that individual. And that allows us to deliver to very specific KPIs through the marketing funnel, as I said. So we've actually done a lot of work with Mokobara, for example, in India. And with Mokobara, we have been able to combine the power of technology, strategy, data all together to help them reactivate lapsed users, to acquire new customers, and to increase the retention of existing customers. And with that, we've been able to drive an incremental ROAS of 4.4:1, which is nearly 3 times of what they expected when they started working with us or what they've seen on other platforms. So that's just one example of where we've been able to combine the power of first-party personalization while making sure that we are still optimizing for bottom-line goals.
All right, thank you so much for answering those questions. Now, as we are wrapping up the conversation, let's talk about what drives personalization or create seamless customer experiences that are seamless and also mindful. Like, what 2 things do you want to say about this? Because we are wrapping up the conversation. Any 2 takeaways?
So I think the first takeaway is to capturing the right data, right, and in a privacy first manner, to not be intrusive and get all the buy-ins from the user. If you're capturing mobile number and you're opting him to send him WhatsApps, right, so do that. Don't just spam and bombard users. And secondly, I think it's about all connecting the dots, because customers are also not just accessing your platforms from one device, right? A customer might visit a website, you visit your website from the work laptop and then open up your app in the night to make a booking or to check out something, right? So it's very important to connect the dots across the user's journey, figure out it's that same user who searched for an X flight or a destination on your website the day. And then if you're opening the app, then the whole thing is customized and personalized basis that, right? The app should remember that a user has actually done that search, and hence it should show that upfront. Right? So I think that's important in a way, because we all are living in a multi-device world.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Your 2 cents on driving personalized, mindful, and seamless customer experience.
See, two words: data and technology. If you can marry the power of the two, you will be able to deliver on all of the things that brands are looking for. And that customer experience that consumers are seeking today, because consumers actually have evolving needs as well. They want brands to remember them. They want brands to talk to their direct preferences and their behaviors. And certainly, like Manan said, if I've browsed something on an app or a website, I would like the app or website to remember that.
Yeah.
And I would say brands should probably take it one step further and bring that consistency of narrative across channels, across devices, and across touch points. So it's not just on the app and the website, but it's in their off-site marketing, it's in their digital activations, it's in any form of advertising or messaging that consumers are receiving.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your views. All the views were really very pertinent, and I'm sure our audiences would relate to the views that you just shared during this session. And to our viewers, stay tuned for many more such videos only at ETStudios.